Jen Stone.
David DeLuise, here we are again.
Okay,
here to talk about.
Oh.
Put me on the spot.
It doesn't have to be long.
It's nicer if it's long.
Oh my God, Harper.
I'm sorry.
Harper.
I swear, I have a little 12-year-old boy in my brain who just wants to make all the gutter jokes, and you set me up so perfectly.
It happens.
For that.
It happens.
Did you want me to do the
No,
David DeLuise song? Here he is today in red. He looks great. I don't know what that was.
For people who are not watching us and just listening, I'm in red.
He is in red, and he looks fantastic. Although, come here.
Oh,
You have a little. You have a little fuzz.
You know what?
And we
I
got
did
the
an
fuzz. The
episode
fuzz
of
is gone.
CSI Miami, and the whole thing was
That was dropping the
Caruso. I'll tell you my Caruso story.
Everybody's got a Caruso story,
Right?
Ah! That was.
Oh, that was the music.
That was all. Can we just talk about what a fucking horrible impression of that music of that CSI? What was
Jen Stone is off the rails, everybody. But in this episode,
please just erase that from my life.
I was supposed to be
that was
kind
awful.
of an a-hole guy.
Yeah,
and it was all about
very hard for you.
You know, but there's a guy, Mystique, or I don't know what his name is, but there's a guy who's
From X-Men?
the pickup artist. No,
Oh.
I think that's his actual name. He had a top hat.
Oh, I got really excited. I was like, Mystique from X-Men.
But the whole thing is there's an art to picking up women, and you do.
Yeah,
they
every
call
one
them,
of the,
they
you know
call
what?
them
Every one of
negs.
those guys are virgins.
Yeah,
They do that for a living.
It's
every one of them.
The best way to pick up a woman is to talk to them,
Treat them
listen,
like a
and
human
be nice.
being.
Yeah.
What a concept.
But what it was in the show was you do negatives like. Oh,
yeah, I've heard this.
You got a little something,
It's
a little
gross.
something,
It's
and
gross.
then, but that's what my character did, and then I got stabbed in the neck and died.
I would have stabbed you in the neck too if you were like insult women to
I'm gonna
hit on them.
tell my Caruso story
All right,
really
all
quick.
right, I will shut up.
So I was
Tell
dead.
me all about your Caruso.
All I did in the scene with him, I was dead. He came 4 hours late.
Yeah.
They had pre-shot the whole scene, and he's like. By the way, for people who just joined us, when Jennifer Stone goes, it's the opening for CSI Miami.
Which no one would get that. This is the worst impression ever. Okay, so you're dead and he's 4 hours
I'm dead.
late.
I'm laying in blood. And for people who can't see me, I've got my glasses on.
Yeah, and he's cross-eyed.
And Caruso goes, "What do we got here?" And what do we cut? He cut.
Oh,
And he's like,
God.
"Where's my Diet Coke? Where's my Diet Coke?" I just was like, "This guy is so not nice."
Yeah.
He
needs a neg or two.
Yeah, right. Well, they canceled the show.
Well, that's a big neg.
But he also, if you watch him, he never looks at the other actor in the face. He always just looks away. And my brother Peter did a movie with two actors like that, and they both never looked at each other, so it was hard to cut them together. So they begged them to look at each other. So Caruso would call cut and thing and all that, and there was the cop who was on the show with him.
Yeah. There were a lot of cops.
Was getting
it was a show about cops.
Yeah, but there was a the beat cop. I don't remember his name. He was a wonderful actor.
I obviously never watched the show. I can't do the opening.
Okay, so
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop screaming into people's ears.
He did his coverage.
Yeah.
And as another actor, you wanna be there for the actor. And
as a good actor, you want to support your other actors, not be an asshole.
So the actor just did his first take, and he said his lines. He stutter-stepped a little bit on something, and then Caruso's like, "Doesn't get any better than that. Bye," and just left.
Oh, the worst.
So if David Caruso's listening, I'm sorry.
The truth is actors are there to support each other and to help move the story forward. So when an actor's like, bullshit, my line, not my coverage, don't care, tennis ball, all that nonsense, it's the worst. I hate it.
Jen, I don't care, and I'm just going to say it. I was on a show, and it was called Jessie with Christina Applegate, and there was an actor, Bruno Campos. I've said his name, and there it is. He was not nice to us. He was not a good guy.
It sticks with
Because
you.
when we were having dinner, me and the other actors were talking about something, and he actually said, "Why are you even thinking about that? You guys are just the filler."
He said that?
What the fuck, right?
Oh my God. Because a lot of actors think oh, bullshit, my line, but nobody freaking says it.
It was not nice.
Oh God! All right. Well, if you want a lesson in what not to do as an actor, there you go. Or as a human being.
You know, if this comes up and somebody's like, "Well, you said his name or you didn't," you know what? He shouldn't have said that.
No,
because that's the truth.
No, you have to have accountability for that. Like that behavior is not okay.
I hope that was okay because I pride myself on being honest and truthful,
and that's one of my favorite things about you.
Truth.
But the thing is like if you behave that way, you have to be accountable for that behavior.
Yeah, and it's a team sport.
It is.
Man.
It is a team sport, and that's the thing is like I don't care if you're number 1 on the call sheet. I don't care if you're 45 on the call sheet. Your part matters to tell that story, move that story forward, and we should all be there to support each other as much as humanly possible.
100%. And Bright Kaufman Crane, who produced Friends, were the producers of that show, and I loved working with Eric and John Lear was on there. He played my brother, who was mute. He didn't speak for 16 episodes, which was funny. And then George Zunza played my dad, who was from Deer Hunter. Amazing actor.
Yeah.
I learned so much from him.
Yeah, and to call all of those wonderful actors filler is bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've never heard of the person that you're talking about. So on that. Anyway.
Good.
So
okay, now
we're
talking about
this
the movies, which was in season 1, and it was episode 9?
9, yes.
9 movies. Okay. And this is the first episode that Dan Benson was in.
Yes.
But he was playing a different character.
Which is really threw me for a loop.
Do you remember his character name?
It was like Zach,
Rosenblatt.
Rosenblatt.
But here's the thing. We talked to some of the executive producers, writers, and the reason that happened, they don't remember, but they had to change the name. So they
why did they have to change the name?
Because there was something about Rosenblatt or whatever. I mean, there was something about his character name that they changed. But I mean, Zach and Zeke, they kind of were
we talked to Dan about this, about how like, you know, Zach was kind of more of a like bro-y.
Right.
Like, I'm not into Zach. Harper's all about the Zeke action. Zach, not into it. Zeke, all about it.
Okay.
All about it. All
That's
about the
God
Velociraptor
in
walk.
German, by
oh
the
my
way.
God.
Mein Gott. Who writes these? I want to know. Who writes the synopsis?
My mother.
Your mother writes the synopsis?
My mom has has things to do.
Okay, plot. And this was in 2007. Much to Justin's dismay, Alex's attempt to get into a rated R movie puts her in the horror flick with only Justin to rescue her. Did you see how I got into the movie voice?
The movie voice is so inherently in you that you always go into it.
And this was directed by Mark Sandrowski, who directed every episode of The Big Bang Theory. And you know, I really learned a lot from him because
Mark is wonderful.
He was so efficient.
Yeah.
You know, he was so spot on.
He was also a lovely human to be around. He created a great set environment, which is so important for a director.
Thank you, Mark.
So Dan was on this episode. This was his first appearance.
Right.
And it was Tiffany Thornton.
Who's the nicest, sweetest? We have to have her on the show.
I would love that. I don't know. Like we should have her on. But she played Susan.
Yes.
Which was a part of like Justin's cool friend group. And then she was on Sunny with a Chance with Demi Lovato.
Amazing. Which shot on the same Hollywood Center Studios, right?
Do you remember this? We shot on stage 4 at Hollywood Center, which is no longer called Hollywood Center, which we shot on stage 4 and then we moved over to like stage 2.5 or something. There was like a half.
Stage 4, we had to leave the stage to go to our dressing room, makeup area, and but the other one, it was all
connected.
put.
But Sunny with a Chance, when we left, because I think it was
took over our stage.
Yes. So the 3rd and the 4th season, we were in the whatever half studio that we were at, where the dressing rooms were connected, and then 1st and 2nd season we were in stage 4, which is where Sunny with a Chance was, and I think. After we finished, Jesse
came in. Yes, I know that because
the half stage that we were in.
And I think I could be wrong, but we're going to bet $1. How about we bet $1 now? Doesn't have to be $50.
I mean, I got
and
bills.
We'll put all the winnings in here and then raffle that off.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Just if you can't see Jen. Jen looked at me like, Deloise, calm down. That's what I got. But I think we were at that first stage.
I just
for
looked
only
at
the
you
first
like,
season.
that's a lot of work.
I think when we came back from the into the 2nd season, we went over to the stage.
You might be right. I'm not going to bet you $1 on that one because I think you're right on that one.
Possible.
I'm only going to bet you when I think that you're wrong, and usually I'm wrong. Let's be honest. But yeah, so Tiffany was in that episode. Dan was in that was in movies.
Alex and Justin were always in competition with each other.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think that every sibling can relate to this because my older brother Peter was 5 years older than me, and all I wanted to do was hang out with him and hang out with his
my
friends
brother
and stuff.
Chris is 5 years older than me.
So it's like you get to do that, you get to do this, So that's interesting. I really identify with that.
I learned early on to not try to go with my brother and his friends because he took it as an excuse when I was a kid to put me through boy camp, which was an excuse to just beat the shit out of me for a week with his friends. So they did things like they took like the old water guns, the like super soaker, which had a lot of water pressure before they redid them, and like point blank, like right into my abdomen.
That's
like,
not okay.
Well, I'm not suggesting people go do it. I'm just saying this is what happened. I think they left me in the woods to like find my way out. They like tied me to like a basketball pole. He took it as a week to just
this
like.
This was like your coming of age. This was like you're going to the forest and fend for yourself.
It was like basically, but it was my lesson of like, maybe I don't want to hang out with Chris and their friends because it's a bit of suffering to do so. So I learned early on that I was like, maybe I don't want to hang out with you guys.
Maybe he did you a favor.
Maybe he did. Maybe he was trying to teach me something.
Okay, so this was the, we went to go see the Ice Varks, which was Aardvarks.
I thought you said the ice farts.
No, not Ice Farts.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Varks.
Ice Varks, yeah.
Like Aardvarks.
Which was like the children's movie.
Yes, and it was hockey playing Aardvarks.
Yes.
And in that movie, there's a song. It's like, something Varks, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, and then that's bunk.
Yes.
And that's the first time that we heard bunk as it's a bad thing. And then
it's like Jake's catchphrase.
Jake, yeah, exactly.
I never realized because I'm not in this episode. So again, rewatching these or watching them for the first time, I'm learning like making connections that I hadn't had before. So I didn't realize that was where his catchphrase "That's bunk" came from.
Yeah,
I think that's his catchphrase, right?
Yeah, he in many other episodes he's like, "That's bunk."
Did you have a catchphrase? Well, yours is
my catchphrase is "You there." It's
I didn't realize.
Alex. It's like I'm going to the bathroom. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of things to work out. I don't know. But I didn't realize I had one. I was the fans reminded me recently that mine was C and PE. The C and PE.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that was mine. I didn't realize. I just got so excited. I was like, oh yeah, I did have a catchphrase.
Physical education is PE.
Yeah. Wow. Good job. Wow.
I'm turning red. C and PE. Did I do it wrong?
You were taking a shart in the woods. That was that face. You guys, and listening at home, you don't see that he literally looked so constipated and turned as red as his shirt and thought that was Harper's C and PE, was taking a shit in the woods. It was not. No, she would get really nervous. The whole thing was she would get really nervous.
No,
and she'd go,
no, I just said it wrong.
C and PE. And then
so
like
it's the
rush
pause in the beginning.
Yeah. There's
C and PE.
There's layers, David.
I
There's
know,
layers to the catchphrase.
So one of the things that is interesting, and I don't know if they changed it, but on the substation, they're behind the staircase.
Yes.
There's two posters, and I think one was shoes or something, or there's two posters.
Well, because they were all the posters in the back, and we had so much fun trying to figure out what musical they were a reference to, or what like Broadway play they were a reference to, because we were in New York. We were set in New York,
right? And
so they were all supposed to be like Broadway musicals or plays.
Something was like Sneakers or something.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be a play on Rent or something. Like it was supposed to. They were all supposed to be like, they were all supposed to be references to like jokey.
And I love
musicals.
That detail. I love those posters. Too. And the reason I said that is because
did such a good job.
The Aardvarks movie had a big poster when we went to the movies. It had I wanted to keep that so bad.
Where would you put that?
What was it? I wrote it down.
I'm sorry.
Night at the Halloween Sorority Party 2.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't that the name of the movie that they were trying to sneak into?
Yes. I'm pretty sure there's an actress in the movie. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check this. Her name's Melise Zhao.
Yeah, who played they kept saying her like, oh my God, you're so famous. You're this. When Selena actually.
I'm going to double check that that's who it was, but I'm pretty sure that it was.
This is Make 'em Ups. This episode.
Yes.
I'm teaching the kids and I say, this is the spell. And then I say, you can also do Make 'em Ups. So basically all you had to do was a rhyme and it was a spell, which was.
Was that this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember David is trying to get into the movie to help Selena.
Yeah.
And he keeps trying to make up a spell. And
that's
it's not working.
That's right. It is Melise Zhao. She plays Ruby Donahue.
And is she I
she
apologize
was
to her. Is she someone who
No,
did
I just remember because we all had we had our little actor group, and I remember she was in our little actor group of people that worked all the time. She just worked all the time. I mean, she's done a ton of stuff since.
You're open with that. The usher, what was his name? He did a great job.
He was really funny. I'm looking. Okay. I was looking at first of what she's. What stuff she was in, Big Time Rush and a bunch of stuff like that.
Big Time Rush.
Usher number one's name was Devin McGinn.
I just remember I liked him. He was great. I mean, this is the thing. I don't think he had many. Yeah, no, I saw the picture.
Yeah. Okay.
But he didn't have a lot to do.
No, and he made a lot out of it, which was a common theme for a lot of our co-stars, guest stars. They really.
And a
showed
tribute
up ready to play
to our casting. Yeah. They did such a great job with
Ruth and Robert knew how to find really special actors.
The best. We have to have them on the show.
Of course we do.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is so much fun. So this was the first episode that we did Russo Family Fun Night.
Yeah, was this really the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And David wasn't there.
Now explain to
us.
those who don't know, what is Russo Family Fun
It's
Night?
the get together with the family and we go out and do something fun.
Did they ever bring it back? Did they ever
we did.
That's
We
what I
did
thought.
I mean, it was like a thing, you know.
This was one of the few things that it wasn't like a gag and bail. That's what I'm Mr. calling it, a gag and bail, where you do the gag and then you never see it again.
Right.
Like the Russo Family dog, gag and bail.
This was we brought it back that we would talk about
I
this
love
and
this.
getting together. And this is something that I think all families need, that we have to have a fun
I love that concept.
night. You know what I mean? There was always competition that I really saw the competition between David and Selena in this episode. That, a lot of siblings have that.
Yeah.
But I really saw this. I want what you have. I want what you have. There's the competition, which is the Sam and Diane thing about who's going to win this competition.
Like the through line that you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing that I do like about this episode is when they combined the competition element with the brother-sister dynamic. And what I mean by that is the fact that it is so normal for a younger sibling to want to just be close to and involved with and get to know better and being just being in their older sibling's space. They just want to not oscillate, that's not the right word. They want to exist in the same plane. And so that's an element of that brother-sister dynamic that I love that they added to this is she's too cool Alex is too cool for school and they're in competition and she wants to kind of give Justin a hard time sometimes, but she also still, it's her big brother and she has so much love for him and still wants to be in his universe and in his world and a part of his life,
Which is so nice. I did want to be a part of my brother's worlds, but not so much. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it balances out when you get older, but
okay, so there's a great scene and I actually filmed it and I just showed it to you where Selena is starting to talk about I feel like the implication is she's starting to talk about becoming a woman.
Well, because it's part of her asking, I want to go to this R-rated movie. I'm older now.
And I'm like, okay, I have to give you a speech, so there's men and women and there's these things and it's awkward. And that, the word awkward is something that Peter Marietta, our executive producer, writer, loved.
Yeah.
And David, actually, a little later in the episode, says awkward as well, which I thought was so funny.
Did we ever bring that back another episode?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I remember that one. And it's I love that callback because it's such a great awkward,
I did love that Jerry tried his best.
He
but
did.
Then when I say awkward, I'm like, Maria. No, I didn't say Maria. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you didn't say Maria because they should have cut that out. Teresa. Remember
God.
Your wife's name, Jerry.
Yes, oh my God. But listen, I have to just go to, I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody, but I've been telling a story that's been wrong.
Oh.
I thought that I took this bread bag that was left there and threw it.
Oh, you've told this story so many times.
So many times and wrong. But in another episode, soon to come, David had the bag and threw the whole bag at me rather than just one piece of bread.
Yeah.
It hit me. So I'm just clarifying. David is the one who threw the bag.
Other David.
Yeah. It was a different episode.
DH.
Yeah, I apologize.
David,
we're doing rewatch movies. David Henry.
David Henry threw the bag. Okay.
Yeah.
You've told that story wrong like twice now. But memory is weird.
Maybe more
Memory
than
is
twice.
very weird. but it is. Memory is very odd. It kind of like twists and distorts over time. So if we get it wrong, I know you guys will correct us, and I hope that you will so we can get it straight.
So funny. Oh, and this, I was like, David was dressed, in my opinion, like a Shia LaBeouf with his.
But the whole first season, we talked about that. The whole first season, I feel like he was still finding, not only for all of us, I think we were really anchoring in our characters in the first season. We were anchoring in our style, our dynamics. I think a lot of the first season was just exploring and playing and kind of really finding ourselves within our characters in that universe.
Right. And you know what? Now, the first episode, which you were not in, that we shot was the Magic Carpet episode.
Yes.
And I'm totally different.
Yeah.
I am.
But if you look really closely in a lot of episodes, there's certain things that like, again, that I don't know why I'm trying to make this a thing of the like gag and bail. It's not a thing, but like where we try something on and you can see it doesn't fit because we never try it again.
Right.
We never use it again.
Like having a dog.
Like having a
that
dog.
Didn't exist anymore.
Well, because working with animals is tricky. We love animals, but they're tricky to work with.
So back to movie night when.
Speaking of dogs, there's one barking right now.
Yes, I love it. The night of the Halloween sorority party disaster 2.
Are you adding words or was that all the words in it?
Night of the Halloween sorority disaster.
Party disaster 2?
But I just thought it was so interesting too that when Alex is trying to get into the movie, this is funny too because she tries to get in with a fake ID that's on cardboard or and the usher guy is like, do you realize you made yourself 84 years old or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I love that Alex wasn't even attempting to do it. Although I just realized all she had to do was wave her wand and make a fake ID.
Well, especially in the episode where they're like, just put words together and it's a spell. Like they didn't even like that's the perfect episode to be like ideas slippius or whatever. I don't know what that spell is. No, this is why I'm
making an ID, a fake ID.
But yeah, like that would have.
Right,
I also love that
Did
my
you
brain
have a fake ID? Did you get it?
Did.
Oh my God, I got you.
I did have a fake ID, and I don't want to throw him under the bus because someone from the show.
Just don't say who it is.
I'm not going to say who it is, but someone related to someone on the show. I went in with them and we all got a group deal on our fake IDs.
Oh my God. And so, but I had one, I went to, so this is really old, but the night of the Roxbury, during that time, the Roxbury Club, there was a place called Bar One.
Okay.
And I had a fake ID and I got in there. Oh my God.
How old were you when you had your fake ID?
I don't know, 19 or something?
Oh, see, that's
18?
That's so much more responsible than mine. I think I was 15, 16.
Okay, yeah, but I could not, 15, 16, I could not pass for 21.
I couldn't either. I still sometimes are let me see. Well, not as much anymore, but for a long time, I got carded a lot.
Yeah.
Now they're you're old lady. But yeah, no, but you know what I'm not gonna tell this because I was gonna say what my trick is because sometimes what bouncers do is they'll
look the other
quiz
way.
You. No.
Oh, quiz you.
They shouldn't, but they should quiz you as what year were you born? What's your address? I kept all of my stuff on my fake ID the same as my stuff.
That's not that smart.
No, but it was though.
Oh, so you can answer the question.
No, but I changed just a few minor details. But I always got all the questions
what was
right,
your
and
name
I was
on
very
it?
quick with it. No, it was all it was.
Your name was Jennifer Stone?
I think I had changed, I just changed a few details to where it was very easy for me to remember. Because a lot of the thing what gave my friends away is they were and they'd forget.
Kids don't
I shouldn't be giving this advice. This is
but
horrible.
here's the thing. I was just about to say.
I didn't say any of that. Don't have a fake ID, kids.
Nobody should
Drink
have
at
a
home.
fake ID. Drink at home. Come on. But
sorry.
But, I don't think it's a thing anymore. I mean.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't think kids want to.
What are the kids doing these days?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they're getting together by themselves, and kids are not even leaving their houses. All the kids nowadays just want to stay at home because it's nice.
I don't blame them. I got into a lot of nonsense that I would have had a much better time just sitting at home.
Look,
I grew up and I was sitting at home is nice. Being at home with my loved ones is nice.
So Selena does a spell.
Yes.
And instead of putting herself in the movie theater,
she puts
actually
herself in the movie.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Like Purple Rose of Cairo.
Oh,
where they go into the movie. And
nice reference there.
Thank you. And it's so interesting because even later they're like, somebody in the movie looked just like your sister, Justin, and she was dressed.
I think it was Dan. I think Dan as Zach was like, your sister looks just like the girl from. I don't know what that is. Not an impression of anyone, by the way.
But it's very interesting because the way they shot it, they had a handheld camera in the movie.
Yeah,
they were not doing a multi-cam because they couldn't, and it's interesting because then I remember this too, that they shot when they're running around.
Yeah.
And they're being chased.
Yes.
They were running around the production office. So they made that like the sorority.
Well, and I love that they shot it. They took the fact that they were limited and the fact that they couldn't do the 4-camera, which was good because they changed the style and the look of it to where it looked like a movie versus like the show. But I love the fact that they really played into like the cheesy, like bad horror movie tropes of like the girl like always running slow and like running in the wrong place and being in pajamas and like just
we're about
ridiculous.
To have a pillow fight for no
Totally.
reason. Yeah.
I loved that they played into that and made fun of that because there's a lot to make fun of there.
And the bad guy was Jake's stand-in, Joe.
Yeah,
and
Joe was the best.
He was just walking slowly.
Yes, which I
with some
loved.
kind of see-through mask with a hairdryer, just walking, and you hear the hairdryer noise.
So the killer, I love that he just slowly walked up to people, and you were saying it was Jake stand-in.
Yes, Joe. I believe his name was Joe.
Yes, if we got that wrong, I'm so sorry.
But I love that he just was walking.
Yeah, and everyone else was like
with
running.
a hairdryer, but it was super slow. You know what I mean?
How many horror movies have you seen where like the heroine or like the antagonist? Or the protagonist, not the antagonist, the protagonist is like running for their lives, and the person's just like casually strolling towards them with a sharp object.
That's
like,
in the same vein as like,
funny.
I'm going to tie you up and have you slowly lowered into battery acid, but leave before it happens so you can escape.
But that's what I'm like. We got to have a lot of our writers and our actors got to have so much fun with just those classic horrible horror movie tropes.
It was fun. It was really fun. And David falls down and looks at Selena and goes, "Save yourself!" And that's what my dad used to say all the time. He would say, "Go save yourself!" That was the thing.
If you could ever be zapped into a movie, what movie would it be?
My first thought just was Bourne. The Bourne. Identity.
You love Jason Bourne.
I do. I mean, he's amazing.
But of like all the spy movies, like not like James Bond. Like
I love James Bond.
But why Jason Bourne? Like, what is it about Jason Bourne that you're like, I want to run for 2 hours?
I'll tell you what, because the action in that movie is amazing, and he is on a mission, and he's very clever. Okay, so he'll come in to a room and he'll know where the exits are.
Kill you with a magazine.
He's like, there's a great, I don't know which one, but he's like, I know that guy is, 240 pounds and I could take him down by this. And that guy over there has a gun in his back pocket because of this. And there's 4 cars in the parking lot and I know all the license plates. And I'm like, he's just aware of everything.
Yeah.
I have such a crush on him.
You do. And I love it. Okay, my favorite, there was one of the Jason Bournes where he literally like rolls up like a People magazine or like an Us Weekly and beats a man to death with it. Yeah. Like it's so funny to me. It's very funny.
He does it. He gets a pen too. There's one where he goes to his
apartment. You can do some damage with a pen.
Yes. Now that's John Wick. That I love John Wick too. See,
you have all the guy crushes.
Listen,
so you just want a man with a special set of skills, is what you're saying.
I have a special set of skills.
Yeah. You want a Liam Neeson, a Keanu Reeves, a Matt Damon.
Think you can get away.
I know your type.
I didn't do Liam Neeson great there, but that's, the
only Liam Neeson can do Liam. I've got a special set of skills. Why did I turn into a leprechaun? What was that? I've got a special set of skills on my layer. Like, what the hell?
The way they talk about John Wick, the boogeyman.
But why does every guy on the planet literally just like drool and like shit themselves over John Wick? I don't understand. Like every guy I know loves John Wick.
He's clever. They're both clever.
But there's a lot of clever characters. Indiana Jones is clever.
Yeah, but he's sloppy in his Indiana Jones somehow like gets there.
You guys all just want to be Keanu Reeves. You saw Point Break and just like jizzed in your pants. Like, is that what it was?
I've met Keanu Reeves.
He's lovely.
A few times.
Yeah.
And he is so nice.
He's the best.
He is such a sweet, charitable.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know the kind of charity.
But is that why they
does.
like all are so jazzed about John Wick?
I think I love Jason Bourne and John Wick because they're justified. Jason Bourne is protecting himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not
just trying to figure out who he is.
People. They're, But it's interesting too because like Goodfellas and Sopranos, these are murderers.
Yeah.
But I love them. Why? You know what I mean?
Well,
like
because they're complicated.
Godfather. Yeah.
They're complicated. And we've talked about this before too, where it's like even like the bad guys and things are always justified to themselves of what they're doing. I think the difference from what I'm hearing from you, and I enjoy these movies too, I just don't have the same like affinity. I think what it is the fact that like the audience can also agree with their justification. Is that fair?
I guess
they can identify with the justification.
Also they're just made so well. Listen, John
no, they
Wick,
are.
in
Those
one
action
shot
sequences
kills
are
15 people.
Yes, those action sequences are insane, and Keanu Reeves is so dedicated to it. And I love that we've gone on such a side rail.
Well, he trains in the same way that TC can fly a helicopter and do all these wonderful things and
when
run
when he
very
says
fast.
TC, he talks about another one of his man crushes, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Okay, that's
so
a good one. John Wick or Jason Bourne. That would be the movie that you would go into.
Right. I would.
Did you
how about shot about 80? That was my reverse.
Did you have an aneurysm? What just happened?
What movie would you pop into?
See, every time someone goes, "What's a movie? Like, what are your favorite movies?" I
Shawshank
go, "Have
Redemption,
I ever seen a movie?"
Goodfellas, Godfather. You know,
Do I look like Shawshank Redemption is my favorite movie?
Oh my God, Jennifer
It's
Stone.
a great movie.
Don't you fucking...
pause.
Jennifer Stone. Shawshank Redemption is like...
DeLuise.
If you put that on, you have to watch that movie.
DeLuise.
I'm going to calm down.
Calm your tits. Jesus. All I said was, do I look like that's my favorite movie?
No.
Exactly. I didn't say it wasn't a great movie. I didn't say that I don't have to watch it every time that it's on. I just said, do I look like that's my favorite movie?
No. But I mean, do I look like that's my favorite movie?
No, but you went into another dimension. You went into a Holland Sanders dimension just now.
Sorry.
Like that
Okay,
was
calm down. I'm sorry. It's a tough day for me. I apologize.
Did someone hurt you with
No, but I love Shawshank Redemption. It's like one of my favorite movies.
Did someone Shawshank you? That was a bad dad joke.
You know what lost to Shawshank Redemption lost Best Picture Academy Award to?
I don't know.
Forrest Gump.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh my God, Jen. Forrest Gump is a great movie.
They're both great movies.
But you know what?
That scene, I can at any point in my life, I can turn on the TV, and if I see that scene where he's at the grave, he's at Jenny's grave, I am a mess.
You want me to cry?
Or if he goes to little Haley Joel Osment, if he goes, is he like me? Oh God! Like it's just literally that's what I'm saying.
Jennifer, come on.
But they're both powerful movies. That was a tough year. Some Oscars years are dry years where it's not great competition, and some are really tough years like that one.
I had a moment like that because I'm dyslexic, as you know, and I didn't know because it's a genetic thing. So I didn't know if my kids were going to have that or not too, because my dad had it. But mother of God, how many episodes can we cry in?
You keep bringing up shit that makes us cry.
You said the Forrest Gump story.
Well, I didn't mean to make it personal, but that's really sweet. But
you still haven't said the movie you're going to pop into.
I didn't know you and your dad shared that. That's
a lot of people. I think TC is dyslexic too.
I think he is. I think Tom Cruise is also. I love that you guys are best friends.
I'm always going to call him TC. Yeah.
So the movie that I think I would most like to, I'm gonna go back and which is always what happens every time someone asks me a favorite movie or like anything about movies. I forget I've ever seen a movie, and I'm such a big cinephile. But I would really love to live in the X-Men universe. I'm a big X-Men fan, and when I was a kid, I used to always I loved Rogue so much, like from like the X-Men like animated series to like the movies when they came out. I used to like sit with a spoon and try to bend it with my mind for hours.
Oh wow, I love the X-Men too.
No, but there's something about that universe where it's like the idea that these are these grounded people, and they're not like superhuman in the sense that they can do all these things and they're like Superman, but they all have this like special skill, and it reminds me of like to bring it like full circle, what your mom used to say, like you all have a gift.
Yes.
Give your gift. And so to me, it's like this thing of like, you have something that sets you apart and the world might hate it, but it's special and it makes you like, there's something about that universe I just really love.
100% I agree with you. And I wonderful actor. I don't know his name, but the one, he's very, kind of cerebral.
Patrick Stewart?
Cerebral. No. But he turns into like the blue monkey guy.
Oh,
so he's always, he's very strong.
Are you talking about in the original, like the true? It's the Beast, but are you talking about the 2000s one? Or are you talking about the newer ones?
I think he's in the newer ones.
Nicholas Hoult?
Is he from the I'm a Zombie? And
yes.
Yes.
Nicholas Hoult.
And he's in a new movie. Oh my God, I can't believe I haven't talked about this.
Yeah.
He's playing Renfield with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's right.
And
that's
I don't think I love any actor more than Nicolas Cage. Julia and I
you mean
NC? What?
TC and NC?
No, Nicolas Cage is
just Nicolas Cage.
If I had a chance to do a movie with Tom Cruise or just meet, well, I've met him, but just to see and hang out with Nicolas Cage, done.
You've
Nicolas Cage.
You've seen the Pedro Pascal movie where he's
like, are you kidding? It's the best. The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah. And have you seen them? These are my favorite things. Like Nicolas Cage has so many layers to him. There's two things that I always think of. One is all of the memes where his hair is an eagle. Have you seen these?
Yes.
They're fantastic. And then the other one where it's the montage of Nicolas Cage freakouts. Where he's like, oh, and he's like rubbing paint.
It's an hour and a half long.
No, it's not. It's not that long, but it's
Mandy.
Still...
His last Mandy was so good that he did.
Mandy, what are you talking about?
There's a movie where he is freaking out in a bathroom and there's blood all over him. And
maybe
I'm saying the wrong name, but
what I can't help but think of though every time I watch that freak out compilation, which now I really have to watch it, is was it scripted and planned? Because I also think of the wardrobe department and the set decorators and like just everybody behind the scenes going, oh shit, we don't have doubles for this.
What
like we don't. Well, because like one of the ones where he like rubs paint all over himself and like completely ruins like the costume in the set and like makes a mess. If they don't have doubles, that you're done. That's it. I hope you got it.
Hey, well, you know what? If Nicholas is going, you do it. I know that when he did, is it Leaving Las Vegas, where he's an alcoholic? I think he won the Academy Award for that. There's a moment where Elizabeth Shue is with him at a card table, and he's all drunk and everything, and he launches the table.
Yeah.
And nobody knew that he was going to do that.
Yeah.
I love him. Okay, really quick Nicolas Cage story. I'm going to Canada to do a movie, Pup Star, one of my many talking dog
movies. One
of
12 dog movies.
Yeah. There was a series of them, but when you go to Canada to work and you're an American, you have to get a work permit. So I was in the airport with me, my wife, Nicolas Cage, and his, I think, girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And
who you were very jealous of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I just love, you know what it is about Nicolas? He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He does what he's going to do. And every single movie you see him in, he's giving you 110%.
It's true.
He never phones it in. He's always doing his best, no matter what.
I was going to say... He enjoys himself.
Yes. And he's also able to... You can always
tell he's having a good time.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Okay, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. So
you don't have to.
I see him in the work permit area in the airport, and I'm waiting, because I wanted to make awkward, and we're all leaving now. And I said, hey, I'm just such a huge fan. I just want to let you know. And he said, thank you very much, because he loved Elvis. And that's how he said it. Now. I didn't realize we had to go line up into a different place to like pay. And
like, so now we're standing
now I'm
next to
stalking
each other.
him.
Oh God.
So then we go to another area and he walks by us again and I kind of like waved. Mm-hmm. And then a series of events happened. He was on like Coach or something and someone took a picture of him and then it like became a meme or something and then this and that. And then my wife, like I forgot about that. And then like 7 days later, she goes, I wonder what Nicholas is doing. And I was like, who the fuck is Nicholas? Who are you talking about? And then she was like, Nicolas Cage. And we went on a deep dive. And I found out he owned castles. He had a shark. He had a albino boa constrictor, this and that. And I just went on a deep dive.
Yeah.
Cut to 2 months later.
Okay.
We're in Venice, Italy.
Yeah.
And we're walking. And my wife grabs my arm. She grabbed my arm. And there was this old guy kind of like hobbling with I don't remember. It was a nice store that he came in. A hat, cane, he was walking. And then we got into St. Marcos Square.
Yeah.
And he turned around and it was Nicolas Cage. And of course, what do? I go, we just saw you in Canada, like a freak, And then
he's like, stop following me.
Yeah, and then someone else came up to him, was taking a picture, and went in Europe, a lot of touristy places, someone will place a flower in your hand and then say, give me money.
Oh, yeah.
Give me five.
See, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
But Yulia was, like, what do I do with this flower? And I took the flower and I gave it to the guy and I said, leave us alone. I turned around. Nicholas was gone.
Oh.
He had vanished.
And then you hit the man with the flower.
No, but then I stalked. Then I totally stalked. There were paparazzi pictures because he was there for
I love you're like, let me tell this short story of how I stalked Nicolas Cage.
Okay. So we were like, he's got to be staying in a 5-star hotel or something, and we stalked him around, and we went to we found a picture of him in Venice, and we found the hotel that he was in.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is creepy.
It's very creepy.
And then we were in Berlin because that's where my wife is from. Because
that's where Nicolas Cage was.
And then he was there in my wife's hometown of Aachen.
What?
Being honored for some charitable thing that he was doing. And so, and also, by the way, when I was in Venice, I had a dream about him. That Nicholas and I...
Because you were spending all your time looking up his whereabouts and everything about him. Of course you had a dream about him.
And Nicholas and I, in the dream, we were taking
walking down the aisle.
No. We were taking up floorboards. You know that.
Your dream is to do flooring with Nicolas Cage?
No, we were taking up the floorboards, and there was like a classic violin in there or something. I don't know. It was probably from National Treasure.
Yeah. Okay.
That hit me, but.
We're digging up George Washington's fiddle.
Yeah,
I got it.
So everybody now is like, my friends made me a shirt because I also like La Croix, the drink, and so they gave me a shirt with his face on it and said La Cage.
That's
and then
fantastic.
They made all of the
now
names.
I know what all of your gifts are going to be because I have another friend who's obsessed with Nicolas Cage, and all of her gifts are these like crazy over
there's
the top
the pillow
Nicolas
of his face.
Yeah,
you can do that, and that's why I love the movie so much that he did the unbearable way where
it
he
was
played
very
himself. And it was so great. And then Pedro.
Yeah, Pascal.
Pascal had a whole museum to him.
Which you also have. I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you on blast. I just think it's so sweet how much you love Nicolas Cage.
I do. Because
and then I'm going to say this one last thing. Yeah. And then I'm going to ask you a question. And then we have got to let everybody go on with their lives.
It's over?
I know. You went on about Nicolas Cage for 20 minutes. Yes, it's over.
I'm sorry. Nicolas, if you're out there. He did an interview.
Yes.
For, I think it was GQ magazine or something, but it's online. It's an interview where he talks about his
love for you.
10 I wish. His 8 or 10 iconic roles where he talks about where the inspiration came from for those roles, like Raising Arizona. He was like, I think they made him audition several times. I don't think they wanted him to be the guy, but he forced them.
Well, he's a very specific actor. So it's
like
he's either the guy or not it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm like a woodpecker. I'm like, what are you with woodpecker? So his hair is like this, and that was like he embodied like a woodpecker. He's got a tattoo of that. And if you watch this interview, Jen, it's so cool because all of the stuff that he brings to the characters that he plays comes from it's like he touches in to like something out of his outer body experience, and he brings it into the roles that he's doing.
But you don't do that. There was an interview with Johnny Depp I remember reading when I was younger about Edward Scissorhands, where he talked about like I was really influenced by a dog I had as a
puppy.
child. Yeah, and it's something that I've done. Can't remember if it was because of that interview or just like a combination of actors that I really loved that did that. But when I read a script, I literally will write in the margins like flashes of things that come to my mind and like inspirations or whatever. And then I'll kind of put an amalgamation of all those things together. And that's kind of how I build that character. So it can be the most random things, but it's kind of crazy when you like put it all together, how it kind of comes to fruition of a person.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, sometimes I'm breaking down a script for an audition or something, and I'll say, why am I saying this? What is happening? What am I trying to get across here? What's the ultimate goal? That kind of stuff. And I haven't, I don't know. I could be a little more shy or something, but I haven't been like, oh, this character is more like a dog or more like that or something. I mean, there's different characteristics that are unique to that character that I'm playing. Like I played a crazy guy, and I just modeled it after my dad from the movie The End, which if you haven't seen,
it's great.
He plays a crazy guy.
What was the first R-rated movie that you ever saw?
Dressed to Kill.
Dressed to Kill?
Yes.
You had that answer so
well, because I know. My dad said, no, you're not allowed. And I like watched it, and it's Michael Caine. I don't want to ruin anything, but he's dressed to kill is what happens.
Hey.
But it was intense. I think Angie Dickinson was in it and Michael Caine. And it was grown up and intense. And I do remember watching The Exorcist, and I wanted to watch it, to be grown up, and
with that white face.
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep
that
for
white face.
a long time. You know,
Yeah.
hey, can I say it?
Yeah.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Oh.
That's from The Exorcist.
You just made there's going to be either two kinds of people. There's always the people that are just like, I heard Jerry curse. That's so funny. Or the people that are like, don't do that. That just ruins my ears.
I'm just quoting the movie.
That's the movie. That's true. It's just a movie quote.
Okay.
Kids.
What about you?
A lot of the ones that at first I was like, oh, Sixth Sense, but that's PG-13. So I'm trying to
great movie,
think.
by the
It's a great movie. And Titanic was a big one, but that's also PG-13, I think. I'm trying to think what my first like rated R one was. It had to have been a horror movie.
I still can't believe that we talked to Paulie Litt, who was
Me, myself, and Irene.
Yeah, he went to go see, when he was 7.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Because he loved Jim Carrey and his mom. I love what she said to him. She said, it's just a movie.
It's true.
You know?
Well, that's how my mom felt about Titanic. Because my brother was obsessed with Titanic. We wore those two-part VHSs out.
I might have just rewatched the entire movie the other day.
It's a movie that I can literally be at a Cheesecake Factory across the restaurant. If it's on, I'm glued. I'm hooked to it. It's so good. I saw it when they re-released it in theaters, sobbed. Yeah. The guy I was dating at the time thought I was a crazy person. And I am a little, but that's fine. But I think, like I said, it had to have been a horror movie. Maybe it was like The Hills Have Eyes, or like.
Is that a good one? I don't know that one.
It's a remake.
Yeah.
It's a remake. I don't even know if it's art. Like, I'm really hard. I think a lot of them are PG-13.
You could get back to us on this.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. I watched a lot of PG-13 movies that were, but there had to have been maybe Blue Velvet. Maybe there had to have been a rated R movie before then.
That was with what's his name from Dune and
yeah,
and all that.
And with the weird breathing apparatus.
What's Dennis Hopper was
doing
the whole.
Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, I'll have to think about it and get back to you because Blue Velvet had to have been later.
Okay, so for this episode, let's ask everyone, and you can write all the comments. What was your first rated R movie?
Oh, I'm so excited to say. Maybe this will jog my memory, but I'm so excited to hear what you're going to say. Okay, we have to go watch an R-rated movie, and you have to go find Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God, I love. It's so funny.
Don't go down another Nicolas Cage rabbit hole.
I'm so sorry. Nicolas Cage.
And we're out. Goodbye.
Where are you? Where have you
Please
been my whole
cut.
life?
This is horrifying. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this week's episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod. And if you want clips from this week's episode, head on over to the Podco YouTube channel. The link is in the description to follow. And if you just can't get enough wizards in your life, I know I can't, then head on over to our Patreon and follow for exclusive weekly bonus content. The link is also in the description. I'll see you next week.